Hey everybody, welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. I am Lorraine Tierney. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Warner, New Hampshire, and I love to make cards, I love to send cards, and I love to share card making techniques. I would love to help you make cards at home. If you have any questions, you can find me on the web at Chat and Craft with Lorraine. I'm on Facebook, Pinterest, I have a blog, I have a YouTube channel. You can find the replays on the YouTube channel. That's probably the easiest place to do that. And I would love to help you. When you join me tonight and you're watching, please say hello so I'll know you're there. And I will, in a few days, pick a winner from the comments of somebody to send a prize to. And I just realized I haven't done that from last week's video yet. So I will do that just as soon as I can. I have been coming on live on Monday nights, but I got a call earlier today that I'm going to be in Vermont with my grandson tomorrow and tomorrow evening. So that's why I'm hopping on tonight instead. So I do see a few eyeballs. Please say hi and let me know who's watching. It helps me not feel so silly for talking to myself all the time. So tonight we're going to use the One Horse Open Sleigh pack of paper. Let me switch my camera. And this is a 6x6 pack of paper. I think it is an online exclusive. Hi, Mel. So you won't see this in a catalog, but if you go on the Stampin' Up! Website and you click on menu or products in that list, you'll see online exclusives. So just go to that and you'll see everything that's available. So this paper has 12 different pieces in it, and you get 4 of each one, and most of them are scenes. So I thought I'd show them to you real quickly, and afterwards I'm going to show you a few more cards that I've made with some of these. So let me get my light maybe a little closer over here. Okay, so here's one. They're all wintry scenes, and then they all have a subtle pattern, I guess you'd call it, on the back. So another wintry scene. I've used this one already. I love this one with a few pine trees and snow and a deer. Nice cute little deer. Hi, Nancy. I love the blues and the cool snow. And I like that these are great for holiday cards. They're also great for masculine cards, for birthday cards. I've seen people use this one. I think, Mel, you did it and sponged a different color over it to tone that yellow down just a little bit. Here's another winter woods scene. And then this one, I love this one too. I'm gonna do something with this one tonight as well. Okay, so those are the papers. Tonight we're going to use our deckled rectangles and a piece of the designer series paper. I'm going to use this one with the fox and the trees. And I'm using 2 of the deckled frames. This is, if you start at the inside and count out, this is the 4th from the inside, so the 4th smallest, and then the 7th. Okay, so we're going to use these 2, and we're going to cut them so they fit on the front of our card base, which I forgot to score at 4 1/4. So let me do that. Okay, and now I'm going to have this fit on the front of the thing. So we're going to cut it down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I want it 4 1/4 this way. And I often have to hold my paper on the card base like that to make sure I'm getting the dimensions going the right way. Don't be embarrassed if you have to do that. Hi, Martha. Hi, Margaret. And this one's going to be 5.5. And I always save these little pieces. Sometimes they go on the inside. This is great if you want to stamp a small sentiment and you want it to match the background of the paper better. This works really well. You see, it's not quite as white as the basic white, and it's not very vanilla either. So these sometimes come in handy. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. All right, so we have our piece of paper, and we're going to do kind of like a spotlight technique, or triple. You could either call it spotlight, or it reminds me of the triple stamping that some people do. Actually, the second card is probably more like that. So we are going to cut out 2 pieces from this. And I want one piece to be from the middle and to kind of spotlight this fox. So that's the piece I'm going to cut from here first. And since he's looking to the right, I don't mind having him over to the left a little bit more. If I try to center him, then I'm getting really close to the edge. So I'm going to put him through. I'm going to get a piece of Post-it note tape. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to put him through my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. So I'm going to hold that in place. I've moved it right over here so I don't have to go too far, and I hope it's not going to wiggle everything too much. I'm going to try to go easily. Oh, it does make things wiggle. Sorry. And slowly. So I'm cutting that piece out first because it's going to be taller than the other piece. So there's one piece. And I'll take that one off. And now I'm going to put this other one right through here. And I'm going to try to center it. It's about 1/4 inch from each side. And I'll just hold it down a little bit again. And now I'm going to run this through my machine. Oh, sorry. Okay. And I need both of these pieces. Okay. So now this will start to make sense. I didn't show you the card first because I didn't want to. All right, let me crease that. So this is my card base. It's just 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. Okay, so what did I cut wrong? Well, we're going to make this one work just like this. Apparently I cut it at 5 1/4 instead of 5.5 because I was probably talking while I cut it, and I did not go very even right there. All right, so we're just going to go. We're going to have a little unanticipated border on 2 sides, but it'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. I could have pretended it was what I meant to do. Okay. Sorry for the noisy kitty. All right, so now this smaller piece fits on a mat, and the mat is 3 3/4 by 2 3/8, and it really corresponds to the size of that deckled frame. So if you just cut your mat to be the size of the deckled frame, that works. So I'm going to put, it's a pecan pie mat, and I used a little Cajun craze to go with the fox. And the pecan pie, I think, goes nicely with those trees. And now this bigger mat, which is 3.5 by 4 7/8. Oh, I have something sticky on there. It will eventually cover that spot up. But before we do that, we're going to put these two here on the edges of this mat. And because the mat is slightly bigger than what I cut out, it's going to cover up the hole, and you'll never know that I used just one piece of patterned paper for this whole thing. Okay. And we won't worry about that because this one will get popped up on there. So let's put this on. So this type of a technique works great with any of your DSP that have a scene on it. So like the, I think it's Oh Holy Night DSP would work. Yeah, any of those that have a scene that you can cut out. The On the Horizon that we had a couple years ago, that would work. I don't know, can you think of other patterned papers that have had scenes like that? It probably would work if there's not a scene too, but I tend to think of it with a scene. All right, so now I'm going to pop this right over. It's going to go a little bit beyond all of that, and it fills it in. You can't tell that I have a hole in there. All right, so that goes there. And then I thought, I don't think this looks like a particularly Christmassy paper. And I didn't get the One Horse Open Sleigh stamps or dies that go with this. So I thought I would make it a masculine birthday card. So I have a small deckled circle here that I cut out, and then one of the stitched shape circles. And you can't really see the stitches, but it's a stitch shaped circle. And I'm going to put a sentiment on that, and then we'll put it on there. And we are going to use, oh, I'm wondering if I should make it a, I'm going to make it a birthday card. To a great guy. Don't change your mind in the middle of things, Lorraine. Never works out when you do. And I'm going to use the pecan pie ink, and I don't have my sticker on that. So to line it up, I'm squaring my block on my grid paper and then squaring the stamp on the block. Yes, that is a bit of a happy ending because it matches the fox and it shows through a little bit more. I've buried my inks. Okay, here it is. I got copper clay instead of pecan pie. I will be right back. Here we go. Pecan pie. So to a great guy. And I'm going to center that on here. And then we'll pop it up, half of it on there. I could maybe put a little twine bow on there. We'll get a little linen thread or something down in a second. That might look good. You tell me, masculine card, bow or no bow? What do you think? I like audience participation. And we can always do a little bling. All right, I'm looking for some, oh, here it is, some twine. No bow. I have one no bow vote. I'm going to tie one and see while you guys keep voting. See what you say. Twine would work instead of ribbon. Yep. I could have done the squiggly thing with the twine under that sentiment, but I didn't think of it. So what do you think? Can I put a bow there? And I'm also going to get some bling. I've been using these two quite a bit, but I think that's copper clay. That's a little dark. And I have some rustic metallic dots. Oh, I think I like the dots. So what do you think? A bow with the twine or some dots? I don't know why. I feel like it looks very dark. Let's see if I can get a little more light in here. I'm not sure that's helping any. I think I'm going to go with some rustic metallic dot, adhesive backed dots. Whoops. Maybe one right over here. And then a couple. Oh, I got two on my scissors. A couple over here. I just got something. Okay, there we go. And a couple of dots. What do you think? Oh, Nancy, I'm glad you got a bow maker. I love mine. And then inside here, I am going to stamp. Let's get these out of the way. And I want a little piece of that. The other side of the paper was a wood grain. So I think I will put that on. Or I could cut a piece. Oh, I don't know. Cut a piece for the bottom. It's going to go on the Cajun craze. So we could do that. Or that's the top of trees. So I think I'm going to do that. That would have to go at the top. Okay. So let's put this on first so that I'll know where I want to stamp my birthday wishes sentiment. And I like to have this piece. I like it when it's a little bigger and it hangs over just a bit, because then you can trim it and you don't get that little bit of white edge showing if you've cut it too short. Okay, so we're going to do that with, I'm going to go back to this Wildlife Wonder, Sending Birthday Wishes. This is my go-to set for masculine birthdays. It's a good thing I know a lot of great guys and I can send them this card. Okay. So there we go. And I did just change my blade because I was getting hairy edges. I'm so glad you like this card. I'm going to show you one more thing with my deckled rectangles. And this, I wonder if this card base is not 5.5, because that piece didn't look right. I may be in trouble. This may be too big a card base. I may not have measured it. It is slightly big. Aha! Well, I shouldn't have measured it on camera because now I have to fix it. So, yeah, I might just get a bigger envelope. What do you think? This is actually a piece of paper that measures 5 3/4. That's why I have that border there. So it'll either be a card that doesn't go in an envelope and goes in a package, or, whoops, let me leave it right there, or I'll find a bigger envelope. The Memories and More envelopes are a little bit bigger than our regular medium envelopes, so it would probably fit in one of those. All right, so I want to show you another layout you can do with this kind of scenery paper. Thanks, Leanne. I'm glad you love it. Martha says leave it the way it is. Yeah, and I can just figure it out. I'll figure it out. All right. So here is, I don't like having this stamp and cut and emboss machine up here. It takes up too much room. So here, what did I do? Here it is. All right. Here's another piece of the paper. I love this night scene, sunset. Maybe it's sunrise. I love this. And it's red on the other side. And I think I'm going to use some of this for the sentiment. So I'll save that. And I have a Night of Navy card base. Let's check the size of the card base before we start. I think I just cut this one. 5.5. Okay. So this is going to be the same thing in that the piece of patterned paper is going to cover the front of it, but we're going to do a little bit different cut with these deckled rectangles. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking about, do I want, this is the biggest size. Nope, I'm going to skip that. I'm going to stick with my plan. Stick with your plan, Lorraine. So on this one, we're going to cut them out just like this, one inside the other. So let me get my piece of tape again. And I want to make sure I have it somewhat centered. I love this little tree and gate. You're going to have to help me with a sentiment for this because I really don't want to cover up too much of this scene, and have to see what we can do so we can still see that. So I'm going to put this through the cut and emboss machine with both of those deckled rectangles on there. Who has the deckled rectangles already? I just love them. It really is a peaceful scene. Okay, so here we go. We now have 3 pieces of that DSP. And I have the same size, 2 mats in the same size that I had before. And I'm going to do the same kind of thing. I'm going to put this on this one. It says that this paper goes with the Misty Moonlight, but I liked the little bit darker contrast of the Night of Navy. So don't be afraid to strike out on your own and do what works. And then this one is going to go on here. I love the little bit of red plaid, kind of like a plaid on the back. I see a couple of you have the deckled rectangles. All right, and then this one is going to go up here. I like these layouts because I don't like to cut the scene up and just use a small portion of the scene and not be able to use the rest of it. So this gets good use out of the piece, the 6x6 piece of paper. I gotta slide this over or pull it up. Let's try that. I have sticky fingers. Let's start at this edge. If I get this right, top and bottom, it should go better. Why is because I'm on camera. That's why. Okay, there we go. Got it. Phew. Okay, so we have that. And then we'll put this one on here. And then we'll put that one on there. And it's kind of, I'm sure you've seen triple layer stamping. Well, this is kind of a triple layer card, but no stamping. The DSP is doing the scene for you. So I'm going to pop up one layer. I don't know if I'll pop up this layer or this layer. So before I do that, I want to figure out what I might do with the sentiment. This little piece, I think I'm going to put in here. But I could put a sentiment. I was thinking of white embossing on navy or white heat embossing on the red. And what I would heat emboss is, again, I don't think this has to be a Christmas scene. I think this could be a birthday card or just a winter card thinking of you. It could be a sympathy card. It really could be anything. I think I'm going to put happy holidays on it though. So do I want it on a thin red piece or a thin blue piece? Or it's not that hard to heat emboss on two pieces at once. Let's just do that. So use my embossing buddy so that the embossing powder only sticks where I have my Versamark ink. Versamark is our sticky ink. So I'm going to do, my stamp is upside down. I'm just going to turn my paper around. That won't help. Okay, happy holidays. And then I'm just going to stick that in here. Okay, and we'll do this one. I have the little brush, but I'd have to step away from the camera again. So I'm going to try to use one stray piece right there. Okay, so there are two sentiments. Let me cover this before I spill it. And we'll melt those. And then we'll see, I've got two votes for the navy, and I have a hi Nana. Hi Orson. Hi sweetheart. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. All right. So let's melt this. Okay, so there's the white on the navy. And here's the red. I have a vote for the red on the top by the sunset. All right. So I just want to look real quick and see if the sending thoughts, sending smiles dies would be a good size to cut out the happy holidays. Look at that. That is perfect. Happy holidays. So let me, where'd that piece of tape go? I lost it. Oh, there it is. Let's cut these out real quick. Thank you for being patient with me as I ad lib on these and see what we can figure out. I don't know about you, but I hardly ever set out to make a card and have it come out exactly the way I was thinking it would at the beginning. So there's one sentiment. This is the Sending Smiles bundle with the flower and lots of words, and it has two of these dies that are really handy for the long, thin sentiments. Let's see how this one goes. I don't know. You guys got to jump on quick and give me an opinion. So we could have happy holidays. Oh, could be on the top right. Now that's left. And that kind of balances the tree a little bit. Or if we did the navy, we could put it down there. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. I have a little wiggle room to pull that down, but I don't want the cutting to show. I could go there, or we could do the blue one. What do you think, red or blue? Margaret says no sentiment on the front, just put it on the inside. That's an idea. But I think I want something on the outside. I think I might go with the blue. Yeah. Oh, bottom left. Top left. Top left, bottom left. Okay. So we're going to do the blue someplace. Let's put these on. Keep voting if you want while I'm doing this. I'd love to hear what you think. I am paying a little bit of attention on this one to getting these lines to match up. We wouldn't want too much waviness in there. And then this one I'm going to pop up. I got to put that die back before I lose it. Okay. right. I just love making cards. This makes me so happy. Think of all these beautiful Christmas cards we'll have to send people, or holiday cards, or thinking of you cards, just to make their day. Now I am going to give this a little better encouragement there. All right, so I see a top left, a blue top left, a blue bottom left, and I think my vote might be bottom right. I don't know. Top left, top left. I think I'm going to do blue. Top left. And I'm not gonna pop that up again. I'm just gonna put that on. Do we need some bling? What do you think? I'm gonna go over a little more. I don't know. I think I'm gonna skip the bling. There's a lot going on in this. And then on the inside, we'll put just a little bit of a tree. I'm going to put it on this side, I think. And there's a pretty inside sentiment I think I'll use in, I'll stamp it in navy. I'll trim this. I have nice Teflon non-stick scissors I should be using, and I always forget to bring them over here. Okay, so with the happy holidays, I think I will say, wishing you a season of hope and light. I think that goes nicely with this picture. It looks like I haven't used this particular stamp. Is it going to fit on that? I guess it will. Okay. Let's see how that stamps. I don't think I've used it before. And that looks a little downhill, doesn't it? It's going slightly downhill. So if I go slightly uphill with the block, I should be okay. Let's see how I do. Too much uphill. Oh, well, you know what? I think it'll be all right. It is a little crooked, but I can't turn my paper over because I put that little thing on there. But that's all right. That's all right. Less is more, no bling. Yeah, I'm thinking no bling with that beautiful paper. I don't think it needs it. That paper is doing all the work for us. So I just love that paper, and I love some layouts that let you see the scene. So here are the two. Let's get rid of this that we made tonight. And then here's one I made with the little deer. And this is the back side of the paper. So for this one, I used the other side of the paper rather than keeping it in the scene here. I went for the contrast, and I like that also. You can see the little bit of design on that. Then here's one I did with a round circle, And again, that's a deckled circle die, and then the largest stitched shape circle. And I heat embossed the greeting on this paper is the back of that paper. And then I put a little piece on the inside. I love this one too, with the two little A-frame houses. And then this is one I made a while ago and I had posted on the blog. And I just added a little ink with a blending brush up there to make it have a little bit more red. Cherry cobbler, I wanted that with it. So here you see a few different cards I made with those scenes. And I think you would love working with that paper. If you don't have it, it's something to put on your shopping list. So thank you for watching and commenting. I'd love it if you would like the video or share it if you think you know people that might enjoy seeing it. It's really fun to meet more people through Stampin' Up! And make more friends and send more cards. So don't forget to send some cards. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your Sunday night, and I will be back throughout the week. I'll see you on Facebook or YouTube. All right, good night, everybody.